This is not a lesson video, dude. I'm not going to show you some magic lick or exercise that'll turn you into an absolute god of a shredder, and I'm absolutely not going to try and hook you in with some YouTube face nonsense. I don't have the answer to why 69,000% of new guitarists quit playing, or some subscription model to push to you so you can learn Rolling Stones songs and then cancel your contract because it was boring. This video is just a chat between you and me, dude, about some real stuff that we can both do to become better guitar players this year. I don't just mean playing licks faster either, I mean actually finding out what it means to you to become a better guitar player and having the best experience while you're doing it. And don't worry if you're a new player either, because this advice will be just as relevant to you as it is to the rest of us, dude. So grab a drink, sit back, let's get into it. Okay, maybe I do have an answer to why so many new guitar players stop playing, and I can promise you it's not whatever the f this dude said. It's also the answer for why so many players get stuck at a certain level, so I want to deal with it straight away so we can all get on the right path this year. It's as easy as this. F what anybody else is doing. We're constantly fed video after video of some of the best shit you've ever seen played on guitar, and that can be a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it can be super inspiring to see what can actually be done on this instrument that we all love so much, but on the other, it can come with these nagging feelings of, I'll never be that good, or what's the point in me even practicing? But why? We're all being taught by content that only the best deserve recognition, and if there's even a tiny part of you that thinks those dreams of writing an album or blazing some licks are stupid or pointless, then this just amplifies it. Guitar is a hard instrument to get good at, and as soon as it gets tough, you might be more inclined to stop playing because you've already seen the dudes that are better than you. But it's what you're not seeing that matters. Did that player show us the 300 takes it took to get the perfect 15-second reel? F no. Did they talk about the thousands of hours of practice? Absolutely not. Does the number of little red hearts next to it even f***ing matter? Not a single bit. What really matters is there's only one you. What you're doing on guitar and what you want out of it are the only things that you should really concern yourself with, because that's all there is. If you think you can do it, you can. And if you're willing to grind at it, you will achieve something and you'll develop a voice on the instrument that nobody else has. Ultimately, you've got to believe in yourself when it gets tough, otherwise you'll stop practicing and just play the shit you already can, or you might give up playing altogether, and we all want to see what you can do. That's not to say you shouldn't have inspirations, but choose wisely. It's not about likes or followers or signature models or anything like that. It's about the playing and the music that really resonates with you. Look for the guys that are genuine about the work that they've put in, because they're on your side. Use their playing as a guide and f whatever the content factory guitarists are doing to get the most engagement, because that shit does not matter. You do. Hopefully that passionate little speech has got you focused and fired up, because this next point is so important. You need to be thinking about it all year long, because it'll inform your entire guitar playing career. If you're serious about getting better at guitar this year, you need to be completely honest with yourself about where your strengths and weaknesses are. If you can identify the aspects of your playing that you're proud of and the bits that need a little bit more work, then you're prepared to make the most informed decisions about where to go from here. I'll show you what I mean. Let's use me as an example. I don't mind putting myself on blast, and you can all tell me whether you think I'm right or wrong in the comments. I'm not an extraordinary guitar player by any means, but I love it anyway. I think I've got a good sense of musicality and a feel for melody. I can write a decent riff, and I'm quite proud of my legato skills. The areas that I know I need to work on are all technical. I would love to be a sick shredder, but my hand sync and alternate picking are not where I want them to be, especially over things that are longer passages or like over more than 3 strings. I'd also like to be able to sweep pick really well and blow people's minds with like insane arpeggio goodness. Once you've thought about your playing, what do we do with that information? Well, first of all, take a moment to be f***ing proud of yourself for the stuff that you can do well, because that didn't come for free. You put the work in and you got good at it, and that means that you can get good at the other stuff too, if you want to. You can make a big decision now. Do you work on your weaknesses or do you sharpen your strengths? The best thing about guitar is you don't have to be good at everything, dude. You should if you want to, but we've all got a limited amount of time and resources to put into playing, so by being honest with ourselves, that means we can make a choice as to what we're going to spend our time on this year. For me, I know I want to write better music, so I'm going to spend a lot of my time this year doing exactly that and putting it out for people to listen to and either enjoy or shit on. Repeating the process, honing my skills, and I'm probably going to do a video series about it too and get you guys involved after my EPs come out. I also really want to be a more impressive player, but I'm torn between working on my legato skills and taking them further, or putting some effort into alternate picking and sweeps. So I'm going to get my priorities straight, plot my efforts accordingly, and that's what I'm going to work on this year. For you, you might be a sick shredder already but struggle to write riffs or put music out. If you know that about yourself, you can either take your technical skills further or make the decision to really jump into working on your writing. Or it might be that you're brand new to guitar, which honestly is even better. The guitar world is your oyster at that point, so you can be super proud of yourself for actually picking up a guitar and starting to learn, and just choose whatever path you want. Which leads me nicely into my next bit of unsolicited advice, but if any of this is making sense to you, first, hit the like button for us. There is no quicker way to stifle your progress on guitar than to sit and practice the stuff that people say you should and not the stuff that you actually care about.
Man, you need to study Hendrix because he was the pioneer of electric guitar.
True enough, but I like metal.
6-string sweeps are the real way to get good at guitar, dude.
Yeah man, super impressive, but I'm a blues player.
This jazz lick will change your playing forever.
That's sick, but I couldn't give a fuck about jazz. Plenty of people will try and tell you what you should or shouldn't be learning to try and get good at guitar. Teachers do it because that's how they learn and it worked for them personally. Some YouTubers will do it because they want you to click. It's everywhere, dude, but if those suggestions don't align with what you're trying to do on guitar, then why would you give it any more than a second's thought? Instead, promise yourself that you'll follow your interests and ambitions this year. There is absolutely no point sitting and plugging away at something that you don't give a shit about and making yourself miserable on the word of someone else, dude. If you like metal, focus on that. Find the songs that you want to learn and have an absolute blast getting those under your fingers. If you love blues, then there's a whole history of stuff for you to dive into and get playing. If you want to be a shredder, why do you need to know cowboy chords? Make improvements in the area you love, and then later on, if you find an interest in something else, start to pursue that when you're a bit more proficient and it's interesting to you. There's no rule that says you're not a real guitarist if you can't play a certain thing. It's what people will try and tell you, and it's bullshit. Learn what makes you happy and dive into that completely, because that's what will make you great, not being able to play something that you couldn't give two shits about. Based on my last point, if you don't care about writing your own music, then feel free to ignore me, but I'm gonna bet that most of you watching this picked up a guitar in the first place because you've got music in you. In my view, writing your own riffs or solos or fully fledged songs is the absolute best way to get better at guitar because it ticks every single box for improvement. From the fact that it gets you exploring the fretboard and all the possibilities available to you, to the technical aspects of sharpening up your playing to get those tracks to hit just right. There are so many aspects of creating your own music that will make you a better player. Let's talk about the creative side of it. It allows you to spend time honing something that you truly want to hear, and that is one of the most fulfilling things you could possibly do on guitar. But it also opens you up to all the other aspects of creating music on guitar, especially if you're a solo musician like me. You need to learn about drums, bass, mixing, mastering, all these other parts of music, and it'll give you a much deeper understanding of how the guitar plays into all these other parts of the picture. Spending time diving into that, dude, will make you a better guitarist and overall musician, and when you come out at the other side with a finished product that you're proud of, it's incredible. The other cool thing is that you can push yourself to write parts that you can't play yet. You might feel like the song you're working on needs something, like a fast run or a sweep for example, and you're not quite there. Just write it, dude, and practice it until you've got it. You'll be serving your song and making yourself a better player at the same time. Absolute win-win. But let's not forget about the technical part of playing to record. You need to work on the aspects of your playing that will sharpen you as an overall guitar player. Playing to a click, playing consistently, left and right and muting. All this stuff will clean up your playing and make you sound awesome. You might have to sit tracking a part over and over again, but every single one of those is another repetition and all of them are making you better. At the end of that process, you'll have finished music you can put out into the world, better skills as a guitar player, and something that you can truly be proud of for all your hard work. So don't wait around this year, go and smash it, dude. I know you can.